For the next video, what I'm going to be doing is that I took out these little cans I have here. There's a little collection of like antique, different type of cans of oil. And what I want to do is do like two shelves right there with a piece of angle iron, very thin, only like 2 inches deep, just to hold those cans, which I do use them once in a while. I know, but the reason I say it's like a collection says I don't need that many, but you know, I've accumulated them, found them throughout the years, and I want to have a nice place for them to just stand right there. So the shelves that I'm going to do, instead of using traditional brackets and putting shelves up, I'm going to use an actual piece of angle iron, which is this one that I have here set up. And what I want to show is that I'm going to be cutting it with what's called an Ironworker, which is that machine right there. That machine actually does 3 functions. It has right there a shear that's 12 inches wide. Back there, a punch to make holes. And over here, another shear that is for angle irons. This one's for flat bar. And the other one is for the angle. Like this one, there's an angle to cut it. To cut that one, it'll come in here. And it takes up to 3x3, the maximum they could do. Now, if it's a flat piece of metal or, anything like this, up to a foot wide, it'll cut it. It means you just put it there, hit the foot pedal, and it'll shear it off, and you don't have to be either a grinder or a saw or anything else. It's just super quick. Same thing to make holes, and there's different dies with different size diameters. Also, some are oval. There's all kind of attachments that you can put on here, and to make different type of hole. Even some that are like the keyway type hole, and it's a lot quicker than drilling through metal. And in this case, it's going to be even simpler because it's aluminum. So the measurement that I want to go with is going to be 34-inch wide, each of the cuts that I want to do. Let me bring up this one more notch here. And set it up right there. So we will get started at and mark it at 34 inches. That machine, by the way, the Ironworker, it's very industrial type machine. It's not like something that most shops or people are gonna have. I just happened to have got it from a shop that was closing down, an industrial shop. And they had a bunch of machines, lathes and machines that they were selling. And I was able to get it at a good price. It actually cost me more to get it, to be able to work in the shop here, than the actual machine itself, because I had to get what's called let me go back. The machine is a 3-phase, and obviously we don't have 3-phase in residential. Actually, a lot of even commercial places don't have 3-phase. It's more like industrial. So you can't connect it. It's not 220. It uses like 440. And to create another phase, there's a device that you buy, which is what I ended up having to buy there, that cost me more than the machine itself. This machine, new, they go for like 15 to 20 grand, depending on the brand and the size. At the time that this was built, now it might be more expensive. I got this one, I believe it was like $350, which is giving it away, obviously. But the reason for that price is because almost no one can use it due to, again, people not having 3-phase, and not even in a lot of commercial places. Like, you can be in a body shop, but that doesn't mean that in a commercial area, you might not even have 3-phase. So that's what kind of makes it harder to sell, and why the price was such. Now, for the device to transform it over and get the 3rd phase, it was like $550, I believe, that I paid for it, which means it was more than the actual Ironworker. That's the name of it, Ironworker. And the name of the device, let me see if I remember. It was I was plugging in the machine. So now it works on 220 because of that device. And it's called a variable frequency drive VFD or something, or frequency variable drive, but it's something to that effect. And there's different sizes depending on the horsepower. The motor in here is humongous. It's that big. It's 5 horsepower. Let me move this out of the way because that angle is going to be, piece of angle iron here is going to be really long and go through. This is how simple this is. You put it where you want to cut it. That's it. Took a second. When I do steel, I always lubricate it, but it still has some lubrication from last time. That's why I didn't put some there. And on top of that, the aluminum is relatively really soft. So I'm coming back over here, checking to see the length. You know, if I want to do the bottom one a little bit longer, but they seem to be perfect with the size that I'm doing it. When I do iron, you can use any oil, anything will help. It's better than nothing, but this cutting fluid that you put on a piece of steel when you're cutting it, just like when you're drilling a hole with a drill bit, so you don't mess up your drill bit and it lasts longer. Put some cutting fluid, preferably, but if not, at least some type of oil. Engine oil, transmission fluid, anything, just to make it easier on the bit. In this case, on that blade right there. To show you now, I'm gonna punch holes with this here instead of having to do it with a drill. That it's more lengthy. But first, let me measure over there where exactly I want the holes to go. Let me flip this around and measure over here, because I want it to land on the ribs here. And I'm not gonna put on all of them. If I could just that doesn't weigh anything. So by putting just on 2 spots, it should be good enough. But I'm gonna put a 3rd one as a backup. Let's rotate around here again. And I will be doing a walkthrough of the shop, showing all the tools, the tire machine, press, welders. That's coming up on future videos. Now I'm gonna punch these holes here. I have about a little bit over a 1/4 inch die right now for this hole. And it's that simple. See that brand new hole there? Now let me go ahead and lubricate the other ones. Again, this is really soft material, it's aluminum, but either way it's better for the machine, for the actual dies. That's how fast you make a hole with this. Let me make these also at the same distance so I don't have to go measure over there again. This is just to get from side to side where the holes are going to go. The up and down, I'm going off of there using a measurement there. Because I know right now those dots are more outward because of the thickness of the back of the metal here. So it's just as a reference for side to side what I'm using it for. Almost forgot to lubricate it. I don't want to keep on using it without lubrication. This will last a lot longer. This one. And this is why this machine is more like factory work, because it's for production. For a lot, you're making a lot of holes or a lot of cuts. It rarely gets used. It's not something that you use all the time, but it's sure nice when you need it to use it. Saves so much time instead of having to cut by hand. It's pieces of metal flying all over the place with the grinder or the saw. And also to punch those holes. It's beautiful. Now we'll come back over here. And the plan is that I will put one up here. See, and these cans will. That's why I didn't need it to be so thick, and making some type of shelf with brackets and a piece of wood across the top. And the question is, which way to put it? I think this way is better because it gives me a little bit of extra depth because that's not in the way. So yeah, let's go with this one here. That's gonna be in the back there. The top one's gonna actually hit one of the beams. That's why you can see the screws that are on there. And then the bottom one's just gonna be on the sheet metal. I just use self taps. This is just gonna hold on to that metal, but the other ones I'm gonna need to use some wood screws. So when it gets to the back, it's not making that self tap action into the wood where it's like a drill bit first. But the bottom one definitely with the self tap will be good. And that's not gonna carry a lot of weight. And you know what though? Thinking about it, even though it's not gonna carry a lot of weight because it's only gonna be held on the bottom one with the self tap. Let me go ahead and make all 4 holes. This is one of those things that you start a project thinking one thing and later on you change your mind. And of course, it's perfectly fine. And actually, because I've decided to flip it the other way, I'm gonna have to cut off a little bit here. Now that I decided to put it this way and not this way. When I did the measurement, I did it like that. And then I decided to do it the other way. So I need to take some off there. And off of that one. And then I could come back and figure out where that other hole is going to go. There we go. Let me connect this again. Part 2. Part 2 connected to part 1. Luckily, it's super easy. To make them the same size, actually, let me make sure that I don't gotta take off another 1/4 inch or something, because I was eyeballing it there. Perfect. And let me also, now that I'm here, mark where that other hole is gonna go to. Might as well. I'm just gonna put it here to see where I'm gonna cut. Again, every once in a while I gotta keep on putting grease so that blade gets, or oil so that blade gets lubricated. And just come back over here. Let's do this angle better. Never mind. And I'm not even gonna edit this video because I don't like editing videos, and that way you see exactly how things happen. I forgot to make the holes. See? Went all the way over there. Go back and forth and you forget stuff. Happens to all of us. And of course I could edit this out and it looks like I stayed here the whole time and I did everything perfect. But I don't want to show non-reality. I'd rather you see the truth. I forgot the marker over here to mark the second one. Because editing makes everything look so perfect. Like if people don't make mistakes and everything goes all the time, you know, in a nice way, and then everybody has this expectation that everything is happening always perfect. And that is far from the truth. So I'd rather it be seen raw with all the errors that happen. No fake news. Everything the way is actually going down. This one's gonna go right here. And yes, I could have made smaller holes, but why I did not do that is because it doesn't really matter. These self-taps that I have a big head that I don't need to make smaller holes, and I don't have to be changing the die on the Ironworker. Let me get a level. to make sure that we are level. Almost couldn't reach that one. Let's level this up. Perfect. Perfect. And I was thinking about, because it's a wood going across, grabbing from the wood and just getting regular wood screws to make it there. But no, these ribs are so hard, and because I'm putting off 4 now, because this is not gonna have any weight, I'm just gonna self-tap both shelves. Let me get 1 more for there and 4 for the bottom, and we're gonna be good to go. It's coming out beautiful. Get a little cart out of the way. And now we'll figure out what distance do we want. Maximum separation. The biggest can right here is this one. And I think by that distance is good enough. Okay, I check again. Super extra. Perfectly leveled there. And everything is looking good. Now, we can start off biggest to the left. I'm gonna do all the, let me move the angle of the camera. I'm gonna do all the oils that are from the 3-in-1. The big ones to the left. I don't know. I think it's kind of cool. Then we'll go with these. If you notice, they're all kind of years, like how they change in colors. They, I guess in different years they made them differently, so some are definitely way older than others. Even the design, for example, this 3 and that 3 are different. This is like a full 3, where this one is in 3 pieces, the 3. Let me zoom it in here so you can see, and the same thing I'll show you here. Hold on. Where is it? Right there, that 3 is split in 3 pieces versus these are not. So that's kind of unique right there. This one's actually plastic. This must be like the last models that they have. Oh, another fun fact. So you can have an idea how old this is. Let's see if you can see the price there. $1.15. I've never even seen in my life that I can recall something being with 15 cents. It'll be like $1.29, $1.59, $1.99. Yep, never with a 5. That's the first that I can recall. $1.15. Okay, let's now there's a couple of other ones here that are by Sears. Let's start Sears over here. This one's Sears too, but another year. You can tell they changed. See, the Sears even has the price. By the way, you'll never see this type of price again. $1.29. I bet you this thing right now is like $4, $5. But still, you see how it's 29. It's with a 9. That one is shocked me being, 115. That 15 is not normal. Another one of Sears. Can't tell the price there. Price is gone. There's no more Sears, so now we could change to penetrating oils. This one is by KW. And of course, everybody knows this one, Liquid Wrench. And I got another smaller version of the Liquid Wrench. And then this one that must be really old because it's like more than oval. It's more than an egg shaped. Oblong or something. Now let's go to, of course, everybody knows Marble. This is another penetrant, so it'll be next to these here that are the penetrants. These two are honing oils, which for those that don't know, honing is for in a cylinder when you're gonna the internal part of the cylinder, make it perfectly round. You use some special rocks that spin in there. And this is the lubricant. Of course, if you don't have this, you could use any other oil, but this, just like for cutting, if you don't have it, use any other oil. But this is specifically honing oils, specifically for that. Now let's go to these random brands. Master Mechanic. And you can't tell the price. And it says made by our best True Test Supreme. True Value is making this. That says Master Mechanic on the back. True Value in the front. Or vice versa. The front is actually Master Mechanic because it shows the ounces. Gunk Super Oil. 2 different years also, the different sizes. Changed a little bit their layout. And Ideal Household Oil and Trust Test Household Oil. This one by True Value also. So True Value has, let me put it next to the True Value one here. See? True Value has the Trust Test thing going on and the Master Mechanic thing. Two different things. Trying to accommodate it to look nice. That's the background. How's that? Not shabby. Oh, I forgot. I had this little 3-in-1 here. I didn't even notice I had these left. So let's make some space. That one's gonna go there. Then this Liquid Wrench So I have to come up here. It's plastic. Not my favorite type, but I like the little metal ones. They look cool. Maybe this will fit there. There he goes. A little bit more this way. No. It ends in the middle of that rib there. I think that'll work. Oh, what in the world? How things were made back in the days. It says the bicycle lubricant cycle oil. And it says here for, I'm gonna move this fan a little bit, it's shaking the camera a little bit. It says for Sturmy Archer hub gear use only. Sturmy Archer cycle oil. So it's for the gear. This one, it's gonna have to go somewhere up there or something because it's a big can. Unless I could put it all the way at the end. Let me think. And I didn't want to, by the way, when I cut this, I specifically wanted to end right there because I didn't want it to block or come even close to my setup with Jesus flag and my warning sign. I didn't want it to be all squished up. If anything, I could do another shelf over here if need be, which I might now that I think about it, because although I don't have a lot of other, look, I just found another one, but this is an extra one that I'll probably just, it's a little bit bent up or banged up and bent. I might have to do another one because I have all these other random things then that, like the Zippo lighter, stuff that I could still put there too. So I think I'm better off making another shelf for there. What do you all think? Because that one could go over there, but then I got these 3-in-1. Unless I just get rid of these because those plastic ones, don't like them too much. Let me see how I can arrange this. Let's try it. One more try. If I go that way, I put this one over there. Problem with that is that kind of like all to the left, being the same type of oil, the all-in-one basically collection. Let me see something. How does this work out? Yeah, that'll work. Let me see what I can do on the top there with bending them a little bit more. See how this works out now. I wonder if there's anyone that has a collection of cans that needs one of these to complete their setup. You see, now this could go there. How's that looking? Decisions we have to make. I'm still thinking whether I should put a third one. Yep, we're gonna do a third one. That's it. I'm done thinking. Back to the drawing board. because I might as well put my other little things that I have there. Originally, I thought with the two because I was only thinking about those cans, but this other type of stuff there that can go there now on the bottom rack. So let's go with right here. I think that's where it was. I'll take a quick look. No way I put a bunch of stuff out of my way on that, on the workbench. I just didn't want this to drop. Oh, never mind. Let me leave it on because I gotta measure these holes really quickly here. So I'm making a little line here for where each little hole is gonna go. And that's why I didn't even flip the camera for how fast this was gonna be. See how fast I can make 4 holes. It takes the longest is making sure I line it exactly where I want it. And the last one coming up. And here we go. Final round, hopefully. Let me get 4 more self-taps. And to make it look normal, now I really have to measure because before I just kind of saw the distance from the top to fit the other ones here, but now I want it to be the same distance from that one. And then from this one, which is 7 inches on the dot. I guess the first aid's gonna have to go somewhere else because this needs to go a little bit lower than that. Right there. Oh, I'm gonna have to move that camera. I can tell it's in the way. I'm in the way of it. Let's go. Put a level on it now. Messed that one up. Went too much and it ripped it. Gotta make another hole right next to it now. Hold on. See if I can just move it over to the left a little bit. Let me get this little project out of the way here. That other thing fell down. Get it out of the way before I forget. For those that don't know, this is the phonetic alphabet. Which I'll have to, at another date, hang somewhere. I'm gonna get another self tap because I dropped that one. Okay. Now, let's see how I could arrange this. Now I got an extra space. Let me move everything back and I'll squish. I'll squish everything. All right. That one looks good. Let me get a little rag here. Now that I found this other ones that I hadn't noticed that I had them to the side here. And this is one of the ones with that old 3 that it's in 3 pieces. Those plastic ones should go out of the way. They don't even match with the beauty here of the metal ones. This has been stored for a long time and all kinds of dirty. Oh, okay. That's looking good. Now this right here. Although actually that's a penetrant. So I should put it up there. And that would move. Or maybe the penetrant should come down here. Making decisions here. Hard. I just want everything to be, you know, kind of matching. So it could look cool. And I can put the random things on the bottom. Penetrating oil goes there. And the random things would end up. Nah, here we go. Got it. There's how it's going to be. And maybe I'll change it again. Who knows? Nobody knows. Then honing oil can go on the top here. Now I can spread it even more. And everything can be more visible. How about that? That's looking good. Then this weird oil bicycle right there. Boom. And these other oils can come right there. And this is how things happen. Like you plan one thing and you end up doing something else. Like I plan on two lines there, and this is lighter fluid for the Zippo. Oh my goodness, look at this. It almost doesn't fit. But I'll make it fit. Because this little tip, I could cut it a little bit shorter. Because I want it to go there. I'm not going to put this all the way on the top, which of course I could. Problem is that it's not going to match all my cans on the top. And also I have this plastic one next to the other plastic ones of all-in-one. You see? Beautiful. There it goes. Oh, look, another random thing. Goof off. But see, because I have created this situation here, I could always move them over and goof off. It'll fit right here. And that is looking good. Move that little artwork out of the way. Gotta pick this whole thing up now, but yeah, that's how it's gonna look now. Let me zoom into it. Oops. There it goes. Oh. So I hope somebody does something like this in their shop too, because I think it looks nice. And that'll be it for this video. See you on the next one.